My name is Chad Walker. I'm the principal and CEO here at Newton College and Career Academy. On behalf of the Newton County School System and Ms. Samantha Theory, who's in the back, thank you for attending this pre-legislative breakfast that is hosted by AT&T. Sad that Paul is not going to be able to join us this morning, but we want to just recognize him in his sponsoring of this event. For those that are new to the legislature, thank you for coming and being a part of this and coming to Newton College and Career Academy. If anybody at the end of this breakfast would like a tour, we will be giving tours for anybody who has not been here. I know a lot of you have been into the dining hall right here, but if you have not seen some of the different pathways, I encourage you to stay after and see some of those pathways. And if you have a specific pathway you would like to see, we will tailor that tour specifically for you. And once again, thank you so much for coming to Newton College and Career Academy. I'm going to turn it over to our host, Debbie Harper.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. And I just want to recognize and say thank you again to the Newton College and Career Academy and Samantha Fury for allowing us to have this event here. My understanding, this is the first kind of event they've had. If you've been before, we normally do this at the center, but we're not able to do some events there. So, and they cater the breakfast for us. So I would like to give them a hand and the Culinary Arts Department for welcome to the 2020 pre-legislative breakfast sponsored by AT&T. And if you came to the community update that we had back in August, that is also sponsored by AT&T, they are still not allowed to travel at this time. So I do have a message from Paul Chambers that I would like to read since he's not able to be with us. AT&T is happy to sponsor today's event. While Regional Director Paul Chambers is unable to be with us, he wanted me to make sure to thank our leaders once again for their service. Politics is certainly not easy these days, and we appreciate those that lead. AT&T is proud to continue serving Newton County by not only supporting the Chamber and nonprofits, but investing heavily in our networks. Just in the last 5 years, investment in fiber to the home to many in Newton County. AT&T is also providing fixed wireless broadband to many homes now in the eastern part of the county. As a result, according to the State of Georgia website, 92% of homes in Newton County have broadband access. While there is more to be done, this investment will make working and learning from home better. Again, thanks to the Chamber and our leaders for today's event. AT&T is happy to play a small part in this morning. So again, thank you to Paul and AT&T for sponsoring this event. I would like to, before we get started, I know we've got some folks I'd like to recognize here. If you're on the Chamber board, would you please stand up? We've got some of our board members here today. Thank you. Thank y'all for being here. And I know we've got some local elected officials here. If you're a local elected official, would you please stand? And I would also like to recognize a couple of other representatives that we have here today. Davis Mornell is here from Kelly Loeffler's, Senator Kelly Loeffler's office. And Ben Stout is here from Representative Jody Kaiser's office. Did I miss any of our elected officials in the room? Okay, so again, we will go ahead and get started. I want to say thank you to each of our state delegation that has been with us today. We have everyone here today, and I think that may be the first time since we started doing that we have. So thank you all for taking time out of your day to be here with us and give us an update during this time before we go into the session. So I'm going to start with some of the newly elected folks, and I think Mr. Walker and so they're going to bring the mic to you all and clean it in between. So I'm trying to follow good protocol here. So I'm going to start with Miss Regina Lewis Ward down here at the end, and let you tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe some of your initiatives as you begin to go into the session.
Good morning. And thank you so much for inviting me this morning, and welcome to the first legislative breakfast that I have actually attended. So I am Representative-elect Regina Lewis Ward, and I represent District 109, which covers parts of Newton, Rockdale, and Henry counties. And I look forward to working with the Chamber and its members in the future. I'm a native of Brooklyn, New York. Someone stopped me coming in and they already asked me where you're from, so there it is. I'm a native of Brooklyn. I retired from New York City Transit Authority and have been in Georgia for the past 16 years, so now this is my home. During my campaign, my priorities do include small businesses. I was a small business owner from about 2007 to 2014. As a minority small business owner, I did achieve my DBE certification in 3 states, and the states were Georgia, New York, and North Carolina. I was able to compete for different contracts and was successfully awarded several contracts also. So I have a lot of information in the RPG process and procurement process. Another one of my priorities do include investing in public education. Public education is very, very important to me. I attended all public schools in New York. I got my bachelor's in computer systems, also from CUNY University, which is a city university of New York. When I relocated here to the state of Georgia, I went back to school and completed my master's in political science from Clayton State University. I did work also in Clayton County Public Schools in the K through 12 program for about 7 years as a substitute teacher. Then I went on to be an academic coach in Clayton State University, and now I am an adjunct faculty member with Georgia Military College. So education is definitely a passion of mine. My website is still up. It's reginaLewisWard.com. Please feel free to visit there or see me after the breakfast, and I'll be more than happy to share more information with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here and giving us that information. And we're going to move on to Representative-elect Mr. Clint Crow.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. It's a pleasure for me to be here. As you can probably tell, like Regina, from my accent, I'm also from Brooklyn, New York. Actually, my district is the 110th district. It covers parts of Newton County, southwestern Newton County, northern Butts County, and Henry County. I've actually lived at Jackson Lake, the Butts County portion of Jackson Lake, just 2 miles from the Newton County line my entire life. So this area has always been home to me, and I'm very partial to it. As far as my background goes, I currently own a small business. I'm a real estate broker on a real estate company. We have 3 offices, one in Locust Grove in Henry County, and one in the city of Jackson, and one out of Jackson Lake. But prior to that, I had a career in law enforcement. I spent most of my time with the Henry County Police Department as a patrolman and a detective with the Henry County Police Department. So my wife was a firefighter at AT&T. My sister was a captain in the fire department. My 2 nephews in the sheriff's office. So public safety is obviously very, very important to me. And then as a small business owner and a real estate broker, private property rights and small business and the ability for folks to operate their small businesses are very important. I serve on the Butts County Development Authority currently. We obviously are trying to do some of the things that Newton County's done. Newton County's been very successful over the past several years. I know the business park out here, Stanton Springs, has been a real success for Newton County and the other counties that partner with them, and that's the things that we've been trying to do on the development authority from that end. And I'm hoping that at the state level, I'll be able to help with some of that to bring more of that to our region. Economic development, I think, is really important to our area, but part of that is you've got to have an educated workforce. And one of the things I think we're seeing now is that we don't have enough workers for a lot of the companies that are wanting to come in that have the skills that they're looking for. So places like the College and Career Academy that are teaching people skills and trades and things like that are very crucial to what we're trying to do from an economic development standpoint. And I look forward to working with them to help grow that. So it's a pleasure to be here. My website is also still up. It's Crow for Georgia, all spelled out, CROWE, for Georgia.com. My email, cell phone number's on there, and if you have any questions or I can help you, please call me anytime. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you very much. We will move on to Representative Dave Belton. Dave, if you can, I know you've been here before, but we've got some new folks in the crowd. Tell us a little bit about you and some of your initiatives and some of your committee work.
Thank you very much. It's kind of hard to believe that I've only been here 6 years and I'm now the old man on the block. Believe it or not, among state legislators, we have a lifespan of about 6 years. It's a very, people do not stay there that long. It's a very difficult job, and most people don't stay much longer than that 6 years. As you know, I'm a Navy pilot, I'm a Delta captain right now. I live over in Borden County. I hope you don't mind, I'm going to talk about a little bit of some things that we've done in the last couple of years that I think you can be really proud of. It's hard to believe that over the last 10 years, we've added 800,000 people to Georgia. We've added 2.7 million people to Georgia since 2000. So since 2000, the state has grown by 25%. That's amazing. And most of that growth is because of economic development. We've got a lot of new jobs in Georgia, so y'all should all be very, very proud of that. We've done a lot of big things in Georgia lately. We had the college football championship in Atlanta back in 2018. We had the Super Bowl in 2019. And the Final Four was supposed to be here in 2020, but it didn't happen. This year, we're going to do the All-Star Game in 2021. We're working very diligently right now to get the All-Star Game, the NBA All-Star Game in 24. College football is supposed to come back in 2025. In 2026, we're expected to get the World Cup, or at least a large portion of the World Cup. Now, the World Cup is bigger than the NFL and the NBA and the hockey and the majors, the sports, the baseball, all put together. When Moscow had the World Cup, they had 5 million people go to Moscow, believe it or not, for the World Cup. So that's a huge thing. So I really appreciate the chamber, what they do. Debbie does a great job. Y'all are winning here in Newton County. Takeda, are you kidding me? What's going on there? How about Facebook? How about Three Rings? The chairman, Marcelo Banks. Y'all are doing good stuff. Town Center. Things are happening in Newton County. It's all positive. I'm so proud of the things that we're able to do, especially at Stanton Springs. You've been so powerful with Chairman Payne. Go ahead, stand up. I want a round of applause. And overall, in Georgia, we've been the #1 state in the nation to do business in 7 years in a row. That is crazy talk. 7 years in a row. No state has ever done that. Matter of fact, the governor here came to Covington. You got a mask on, a green mask. It's a Bridgestone where they make the golf balls. It's amazing what we've been able to do. So we've got some good stuff going on. I want to talk about Samantha Fury back there. Samantha, stand up, please. Superintendent of our Georgia education is doing great. We've never had better scores in Georgia than right now. The graduation rate has raised 20 98% over the last couple of years, to a whopping 82% graduation rate. That's the highest in Georgia ever. And Newton County has a better graduation rate than 82%. I can't, you know what it is, man?
90.
Oh my God, 90% of people. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. How many of y'all remember back in 2000, Georgia was number last in the SAT? You remember that? We were dead last, worse than Mississippi. Now we are above the state average, above the national average in the SAT. I'm sorry, anybody here from Mississippi? I do apologize. We used to say, now you got Mississippi, didn't we? Yeah, we sure did. We are now above the national average for the SAT and the ACT. And in 13th best place, 13th best nation for AP scores, you know, the advanced placement scores to get into college. And for 2 years in a row, we've been 13th best in the K-12 NAEP scores. So we've gone from number 50 to number 13 in about 20 years. That's astounding. Our teachers are doing a great job. Which all goes here at Newton County Career Academy. It's amazing. Of course, the Hope Scholarship is still the best scholarship in the nation. It just is. And the Hope Grant is doing very, very well. The Hope Grant is if you want to get a technical degree. Georgia will pay the entire thing for over 20 different skill sets. And we have a 99% completion rate, a job placement rate. If you get a Hope Grant and you get a degree, a technical degree, Georgia will pay the whole darn thing. And you have a 99% job placement. That's amazing. That's work. That's people doing work, and it's a good thing. A couple of things we did in the last session, which I think were very, very important, is of course the big thing with the budget. The budget sucked, honestly. We've been increasing the budget in the last decade or so. Last year we had to cut the budget. The good thing is that we're expecting to have to cut it about 14%. We only cut it about 10%, so we're very, very happy with that. Education, we only cut it by 4%. So we were sorry we hadn't cut it all, but it got cut less than almost anything else. The Hope was cut. The Hope was not cut. Pre-K was not cut. Honors was not cut. But a couple things. We felt like we did a good job of what we cut mostly was travel, office expenses, and in general we were pleased we didn't have to cut as much as we did. We are now doing a lot less mandated tests in schools. So at the state level, there's a lot less mandated standardized tests for your students. Most people think we did a lot too much before that. The hate crime bill, we got that done. That was hard, but we got it done. The anti-human trafficking bill, we got that done. Maternal mortality, we got a new bill done to improve standards in nursing homes. We got a vaping bill done. Tanya Anderson, she got the second chance criminal records. I'll ever talk about that. That's a big bill. That's your own Tanya Anderson did that. We got an ethylene oxide bill done. We got an adoption bill done. The Metro Transit bill, texting while driving is one thing I worked on a lot. That is now much more improved. That's a big bill we got done. Marcy's Law. In my personal thing, I've not done 40 bills, but I've led the passage with my committee, military affairs, of 40 different bills to help our military in Georgia. So I'm very, very proud of that as well. A couple things I'm working on right now. I'll finish with this. I've got a military income tax bill that I've already dropped, an audiology compact bill to make it easier for speech therapists to work in Georgia. It's a teacher tax credit bill that I'm working on. It got unanimous passage last year from the House, which wasn't able to get to the Senate because of COVID. And also, I'm working on an initiative. I don't know about y'all, but Martin Luther King Jr. was probably one of my, and I think the greatest Georgia we've ever had. And if you look at what he talked about, was peaceful protest and changing people's minds through peaceful manners. So I'm working with a group that is trying to create some curriculum, has created curriculum based on the words of Martin Luther King Jr., our best Georgian, about how we can change hearts through peaceful protest, which was what we did. Thank you very much. I'm really honored to be one of your legislators, and I sure appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are going to move on to Representative-elect Ms. Sharon Henderson. Thank you for being here with us this morning, and just tell us a little bit about you and any initiatives you have as you go into the session. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the first legislative breakfast for the Chamber of Commerce. My name is Pastor Sharon Henderson, and I am State Representative-elect, District 113. District 113 covers Newton County and a portion of Rockdale County. And I am a native of South Carolina, and I found out this morning that Mr. Belton here, Representative Belton, is a native of South Carolina as well. And I am my resume includes pastoring. I'm a retired banker, over 30 years. And I've also worked with special needs children for about 15 years, which is my passion and near my heart. My platform going forward would be several things. I am an advocate for special needs children, as I just said. I'd like to do even more for special needs children and their parents, because they're already always left out of the circle. During my campaigning on the campaign trail, I ran into several parents that says, never heard any candidates talk about special needs children, but they didn't ask to be the way they are. They need help as well, and they need to be included in the circle. So the special needs children, veterans is a part of my platform. Veterans need help, they need more medical care. Health care is another part of my platform. Counseling, mental health counseling is another part of my platform. So my platform is very, very broad. However, my platform now, in addition to what I just named, the thing that supersedes everything is pandemic. So my platform right now is called Pandemic. And the reason I'm saying that is we know there are so many people that are hurting. COVID, when it was introduced, it didn't come with any instructions. It didn't come with any guidelines. It didn't come with any playbooks. And people are hurting financially. People are in food lines. People have lost their jobs. They don't have any way to pay their bills. They're being evicted from their apartments. Their homes are being foreclosed on. There are a number of things. Children are out of school. COVID just knocked everything out of, it interrupted everything. Children out of school, some children look forward to coming to school just to have a hot meal. And there are some children that would come to school just to not being abused by parents. So there are several things that COVID touched that's actually affecting not just one person, it's affecting all of us. And we're all in this together. And I'm going to repeat again, we are all in this together. COVID affected, the livelihood of so many. There's so many people now that are, their life is interrupted greatly. So what I have done so far, of course, when I get to the State House, I hope to pass bills and do some other things as well, help introduce bills. But right now, first matter at hand, now, today, is COVID. So what I've done so far in the community, I've had food drives, I've had produce drives, I've had turkey giveaways, and last but not least, what I'm planning for this coming Christmas holiday, I've partnered with Toys for Tots to get over 800 toys for children in the community. And on December 12th, you'll be able to go to my website. My website is still up, voteforsharonhenderson.com. And you can also go to Facebook. And Facebook has a link where everyone can click on the link. And anyone that's in need of toys for their children, click on the link and apply, complete the application in its entirety. There's some children that are looking forward to having toys for Christmas, but they don't understand why there's only a few toys under the tree, or maybe even no toys under the tree for that matter, because of COVID and because parents are out of work and financially unstable. So please, if anyone knows any children that are in need, on December 12th, I will have a toy drive for children. The children will be able to come in and shop for their own toys. And just to see the looks on their face, I'm excited, about doing this. And please pass the word for any families that are in need. So right now, as I foresaid, my whole demeanor and my whole focus and drive is called pandemic, quote unquote. Okay, helping those that are in need now, helping those that may not have money to pay their rent. I ran into so many people that don't have money to pay rent, don't have money for their mortgage. We can see the long lines for food, miles and miles long. And these are people that are actually suffering. They are actually suffering, and my heart goes out to anyone in those categories. And not only that, last but not least, COVID took a lot of our friends and loved ones. So right now, my main business at hand is pandemic. So I got permission to make this announcement. On Saturday, the December 12th, the Toys for Tots, anyone that's interested or may know any family that's interested, please pass out one of these flyers, give it to them. The link is on the flyer where they can contact me and they can actually fill out an application because there are many people in need. So like I said, pandemic is my first agenda now, and later it'll be all the other issues that goes along with being in the State House. And I'm excited about being in the State House. I've already had a tour, and I'm excited about getting to work. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Next, we will hear from Senator Brian Strickland. Thank you for being here too.
Thank you so much. Hearing Dave talk, you said the average life legislator is 6 years. I guess I'm probably 120 now legislator years. And he's not, like Dave, it's odd being one of the older guys now in the room. Tanya and I came in together. Dave came, I think, 2 years after me in the House. I started in the House for 5 years, and now I'm starting my 4th year in the Senate, which is hard to believe. I remember when I was first elected to the state Senate, the House seat I had was all in South Henry County. And when I first ran for the Senate seat in the special election, I remember being told by people that this was one of the biggest events to come to. And this event was known as kind of the event that sets the tone for our session as a delegation. And so I'm just so proud this year in particular, you said, I think it's the first time since I've been here at least where everybody has been here. And that says a lot. And I want to welcome our new members to the delegation. I'm so excited for y'all, excited for the new perspective y'all bring to the table, excited for your heart for Newton County and state of Georgia. And I know in my take, Newton County has always had one of the strongest delegations at the state capitol. And I think that's going to continue for the next 2 years. I'm very, very excited about that. Personally, like I said, I served several years in the House and now in the State Senate District 17, which has a big chunk of Henry County. I live in McDonough full time, practice law in McDonough, and has Southern Rockdale County and also most, Tanya, of Newton County. We argue about doesn't want Newton County. We divide Newton County up. And I have 2 little boys. My wife and I have been married now 7 years, is that right? But we have 2 little boys. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, so it's fun times at the Strickland house these days. both of them, watching them grow up together, and we're excited about Christmas with them together. 2020, though, has been, as we all know, a very difficult year, and the hits just keep coming. I've told some of my friends, whatever you did, December 31st, 2019, do something different. December 31st, 2020, we're going to bring in a better year in 2021. And I was sitting here trying to think about what I was going to talk about. What we're going to talk about the upcoming session, and what we're going to talk about some of the things that we've accomplished. And I'll be honest with you, I was kind of drawing a blank about what I should go into, and then I heard Dave speak, and I had forgotten about so many of the great things we've accomplished this year. Because of all the other things going on, everything we've dealt with this year, it's easy to forget that. It's easy to get bogged down in what we're dealing with today. And so I appreciate you bringing up all those great things that we've done. We have been through elections before. We probably have not been through anything like COVID-19 before. But we've been through a lot of challenging times as a community, as a state, as a country. We're going to get through this. And when we get through it, we'll continue to do great things like Dave mentioned. And I think it's okay for you as Newton County to be selfish about wanting to fight for your interests, wanting to be the economic hub for the state of Georgia, because you've done that. You have created that. Your local leadership here, your investment with the chamber, your economic development team, you have now become one of the hubs for economic development in the state. And as we mentioned, Georgia now is one of the hubs in the country. And what I love is throughout all the craziness of 2020, I love getting to tweet out and send messages about big job announcements that sometimes got lost in the news, honestly, but big job announcements in Newton County. We just had another one of those this week that was released. I love every time I get something, a text from the governor's team saying, FYI, we're about to announce this. And it always starts from Newton County. And so you guys have done such a great job. This delegation's done such a great job. Your local leadership's done such a great job of getting this stuff done. So I want to kind of just leave it with, let's not lose sight of that. Let's not get bogged down by what 2020 has brought us. Let's come into 2021 as a delegation and as a community and keep fighting for our interests here, because that's also what's in the best interest for our state as well. And so I'm just so proud of what we've done together. Briefly, a couple of things that I plan on working on from day one, kind of continuing some stuff we were doing, the session outside the budget, which I think we're being told by those that are working on the budget right now, with the governor's team and also leadership in the House and Senate, that we're hopeful we're not going to see any more of these deep cuts. Revenues appear to have gotten better. We're still holding our breath getting through these next couple of months. The vaccine is really rolled out and distributed. But Georgia, no matter how you feel about our COVID response, we have been able to weather this better than almost any other state in the country economically. And so I'm hopeful that that means we will not see, what do you call it, a horrible budget? What's the word you use? Ugly budget. That's right, it's ugly budget. And nobody bragged about the budget this year. Hopefully you will not see a budget that is ugly like that again. Hopefully we'll go back to where we were, fully funding our public schools, putting more money back into things like mental health reform, stuff we had started that all just got halted when the money wasn't coming in. And so I'm hopeful of that. And Tanya's about to speak next, and she may talk more about this. We've been on a working group together that's continued through all this, getting ready for next session. Even before my election was over, we're still working on hopefully we can work together again to try to continue our criminal justice reform in our state. We had a big step this year with the hate crimes bill that was passed, and we continue now to look at the next phase of criminal justice reform. And a couple of things that we're working on is not just more things like the record restriction law that was referenced earlier that your Senator Anderson led on in the Senate this year, but also probation reform is kind of one of the next big steps of that. Of course, as I mentioned, mental health reform. And one of the things that was left undone with our session after we got the hate crimes bill passed was completely changing our citizens arrest law in our state. And that's something I know many of my colleagues on both sides of the aisle are prepared to address early on this session as well. There's already a draft bill ready to roll on that too. So I'm really encouraged, and I come here today discouraged when I turn the TV on, discouraged when I read the emails that I get, discouraged by the voicemails we're getting. But I'm encouraged hearing about what we've done in the past, and encouraged looking forward to 2021. Thank you all so much.
Anderson, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. So if you want to just tell us a little bit, I know we've heard from you before, but we've got some new folks here about yourself and some of your initiatives and then what you've done that Representative Belton spoke to.
Well, good morning, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yes.
Great. You know why you can hear me? Because the great people at the chamber have hooked me up. AT&T, Chad, the best principal for the academy, and I wanted to say good morning to everyone. I so miss being there, but I'm so glad that I'm able to connect with you virtually. I'm a hugger. I love people, and so I kind of miss that right now. Missing everyone's faces, but I'm glad to be here with you this morning. So I want to say welcome to our newly elected colleagues in the new delegation, and I can tell you to get ready for the best delegation of House and Senate relationship that you've ever seen. And I'll tell you why. It's because Newton County rocks. The chairman, the superintendent, our schools, our commissioners, they rock. So they make Newton County makes it so easy. You guys make it so easy to represent you, and I'm so happy, so honored, so privileged to represent Newton County. And it's been said before that you guys are doing it. You are setting the stage. You have set the stage, and you are setting a record for the rest of the state with new businesses, new jobs, new vision, and I'm just so proud to represent you. Well, a little bit about my background. So for those who don't know, I started out in 2006. Dave, so I don't know if you mean 6 years as an elected official or 6 years at the Capitol. But I started out in 2006 as a city councilwoman, and then I became mayor of the city, and then I became a state representative, and now I'm a state senator. And I just tell people that speaks to the fact that I'm able to work with people on both sides of the aisle. God trusts me with people, and so He keeps giving me these big assignments. I don't know what that means, but other than I'm here to work and to serve you. I have been at the legislature, as Brian said. We came together in 2013, and I left the House and went to the Senate, came to the Senate, and he followed me. So, I don't know. This is good work. This is good work, is all I can say. I serve on the Martop Committee, which is a transit oversight. I serve on retirement, which deals with state retirees, teachers' retirement specifically. Special Judiciary Committee. We deal not with a lot, but some of the bills that we get are centered around maybe health and human services and any other special thing that can't get to judiciary. I serve on veterans and homeland security because I am an Air Force veteran. Very proud after serving more than 21 years in the Air Force Reserve, so I am a veteran. And I'm proud to serve on economic development. And I got that committee because of Newton County, because you guys demand it, because you guys deserve it, and because you guys continue to chart courses to show Georgia how to have economic development, improvements, and development. It is so wonderful to serve on that committee because I can continue to send grants your way. I can continue to open doors for you to have access to funding and to partnerships with the state. I am so very proud of Newton County and what you guys are doing. So, Senator Strickland mentioned the fact that we are on a study committee together. And it's due to the fact that Representative Belton mentioned Senate Bill 288, which is a bill that will allow for second chance, for records restriction, for records being sealed. And the reason for that is because currently on the books in the state of anyone with a criminal record that is a misdemeanor or non-violent felony, it stays on there for life. If you did something in your 20s, it follows you until you're 60 and 70 and dead. So this bill came from an idea of a colleague in Philadelphia. And so we tailored it to Georgia. And so now that record that has been holding back 4.3 million people in Georgia is now on the books. Well, as of January 1st, will be on the books to allow people to have those records sealed. Of course, it will still be open to courts and to the police, to law enforcement, but it won't be public record. So you'll have a chance, or people that you know will have a chance to get employment. There are second chance hires out there. One of them is Home Depot, Georgia Power, Coca-Cola. These are the corporate partners that came to the table with your Senator Diane Anderson to help move the needle in Georgia, because we're going to be the number one state for business. We have to give people a chance to build the economy. And so that bill takes effect January 1st. I'm proud to say that the governor signed it. I'm proud to say that I have the support of Senator Strickland and my colleagues in the House as well as in the Senate. And so we got it done. And now we're working, as he said, to improve criminal justice reform in the state, as Governor Deal made strides in that area, leaps and bounds. And so we're trying to continue to move in a direction that will allow for us to help each other build the economy. So I'm honored to be here with you this morning. Again, it's so sad that I could not be there with you face to face, but I am honored to serve, and I'm ready to continue to do the work. And whatever you need, please contact me. My office number is 404-463-2598. You can find my email, tanya.anderson@senate.ga.gov, and I am here to serve and delighted to be here with you this morning. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Senator Anderson. We really appreciate that. We are right at 9 o'clock, so I did want to take some time, if it's okay with everybody, to see if you all had any questions for anyone up here on the panel.
Thank all of you, first of all, good morning, and again, thank all of you for being here, and thank you for the service to our community. It's been said several times here that in Newton County, economic development is really a big demand here, and we're really growing by leaps and bounds here. Transportation is an issue for our community. What is it that you guys can actually help us do to get some assistance, improve our transportation needs here in our community?
It's open to anybody. One thing I would encourage you to do, Mr. Chairman, as we've done previously, I think we maybe for the first time officially did this in 2019 or early last year, but now especially with the new delegation, I would encourage you to set a meeting up that includes all of us soon, along with some other board members and one included staff, and talk about what your priorities are, that you see it for the county. That way we can all be on the same page, because with my experience taught me with DOT, communities that get the most resources are the ones that are on the same page together on what their priorities are, with the cities and the county, and also with the local delegation and with the DOT board members. And we of course have 2 board members for Newton County as well. And so I think setting up some sort of joint meeting that includes especially the new members here too, so we can all talk about what our priorities are, that we can all speak as one voice and hopefully not do as some communities that I know do. And one city asks for one thing, county asks something else, senator asks for something, and then they don't get anywhere typically. And so that'd be generally what I'm asking for.
If I may add, can you hear me?
Yes.
If I may add to what Senator Strickland said, we would love to see what you want to see happen, so that we can better position the county for and it, of course, will be tailored for Newton County, but we want to see what you want to, we want to know what you want to see happen so that we can better help.
Just something to add real quickly, last year, this Senator Strickland, Senator Anderson added, is that we had a Newton County Day. The entire delegation got together at the courthouse, some things that hosted it, and we just listened to what y'all want, what y'all need, and I think that was very helpful. I think it was very productive. I think everyone got along and played well. And again, if you'll have a unified knowledge of what you need, it really helps us to go get that thing. Since I've been here, we brought, your delegation has brought in $43 million to Newton County from the state that I know of. So I think we are producing for you, and we want to continue doing that.
Thank you.
If I could say briefly, the best way to get resources for any of this is to have our state senators, all commissioners. We have the chairman here, we have the superintendent there. We have everyone to the table, along with the community, bring the community to the table and see what they want, what their needs are, and then we can collaborate, and because it's all about the people. And then we can take it from there, because I ran into a lot of people on the campaign trail, and I'll say this briefly, a lot of young people that have jobs, but they didn't have transportation to get to the jobs. And because of that, some turned down jobs at Walmart or whatever because they didn't have the sufficient transportation. Family members didn't have cars to get to jobs, so they had a job and no transportation. So, Chairman, that was a very valid question. Yes.
Thank you. Can you tell me what is the first day? The 11th? Okay, thank you. Does anybody else have a question? Okay, well, I would like to thank you all on behalf of the Chamber and our Board of Directors for your service to our community, and welcome the new delegates in as well. And I want you to know you can reach out to us for anything. We'll be glad to do what we can to help you. But thank you mostly for your service to Newton County and what you do for our communities. One last thing, I got a message during this. I think someone up here has a birthday today. Representative-elect Sharon Henderson, is today your birthday? So I would like to end today by singing happy birthday to you. So, I don't sing very well. I'm not singing a solo. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sharon. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for sharing your birthday with us today too. So I just have one chamber announcement. Yes. Yes.
I wanted to reference what you asked about transportation.
Yes.
And what Ms. Sharon said about people not having transportation to and from work. As far as I have a transportation business that I can offer those services to get people to and from work, doctor's appointments, and like if they got dialysis or anything like that, I just offer that kind of stuff.
If you didn't hear her, she has a transportation service, Tanika. She's a new member of the chamber, and she is providing those services when she can. So if you'll maybe circulate some of your information, that would be great. Thank you for letting us know that. And anybody else have anything?
I do, I'm sorry.
Oh, yes.
I forgot to mention that we're at the Academy, Newton County Career Academy, and it's always all about our young people. So I want to remind everyone that we have a PAGE program. Send your students, children, ages age 12, they can page every year until they are at graduate from high school, but take advantage of the page program. It works, it gives them exposure, it gives them an opportunity to meet other students, so it builds their social skills, it builds their professional skills. So please don't forget about our page program. If you go to the Georgia General Assembly, you can select House or Senate and page program, and it will give you the instructions on how to complete the application. Thank you all so much, and I hope everyone is well and safe.
Thank you for that reminder. That's a great reminder. My boys have all taken advantage of that. My boys have taken advantage of that as well. So thank you for that reminder. And it is an excused day from school. If you're always on your kids about making sure don't miss a day. So one last announcement. This Saturday, we are kicking off the bicentennial for Newton County. Newton County turns 200 years old next year. So you can see several of the municipality and county representatives at the courthouse throughout the day on Saturday from about 1 to 4 or 4 with their float that will later that evening be in the Lions Club parade that will be a reverse parade on Newton Drive that you can drive by. So come out and kick off that event with us. The folks on the committee have been working hard to put together some events that will celebrate our home and the community that we all live in. And we do have a chamber jingle and mingle next Thursday evening at the chamber, just a celebration of the time of year. So we hope you can join us with that. And this is our last kind of formal, I guess, get together of the year. So I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas season and a very happy New Year. Thank you.
One thing. How about Debbie's son, Dawes? National, right? FFA. National FFA, the entire nation. Her son won the entire nation's FFA. If you're living in Indianapolis for the next year and a half, I mean, it's a big deal. And that son went to school right here in Newton College.